A child disappeared. A mother was silenced. And no one ever spoke of it again. Until now. Welcome to Silent Tapes, where we bring you the voices buried in silence, the stories the world tried to forget. On the 14th of December 2020, in the heart of Singapore's urban silence, a small girl vanished, not with a scream, but with a whisper. Her name was Megankhung. Just 4 years old, she should have been laughing, learning, living, but instead, Megan endured horrors that no child should even know exist. Her death wasn't just a tragedy. It was a mirror held up to failure. From family to community to the very systems meant to protect her. How does a child disappear behind closed doors in one of the safest cities in the world? Why didn't anyone stop it? Why did it take so long? This isn't just a story of abuse, it's a story of how silence becomes complicity, how darkness grows unchecked right in front of us, and how love, when twisted, turns into a weapon. In this video, we follow Megan's short, harrowing life. From her earliest memories to the moment the light left her eyes, we'll explore the pain she endured, the warnings ignored, and the justice finally delivered. This is Megan's story, and by telling it, we ensure she won't be forgotten, not as a victim, but as the child who should have been saved. Megankhung was born into a world already broken. Her parents, Simon and Fu, weren't a love story. They were a warning. In rare photos, you'll see them smiling, holding Megan like any family. But beyond those still frames were violent fights, drug binges, and air thick with fear. Simon had sunk into addiction. Fu, emotionally unstable, was slipping further away. Their tiny flat in Singapore became a battlefield. Megan, still learning to speak, learned instead to be silent. She was a shadow in her own home. One night, the police stormed in. Simon was caught with drugs. Fu screamed, clutching Megan. The child watched her father being dragged away in cuffs, his eyes searching hers for something. Forgiveness? Love? One last goodbye? Simon went to prison. Fu didn't look back. She met a man named Wang in back alleys and whispers. He moved in quickly, bringing more shadows with him. At first, Megan watched from corners, her toy clenched tight, her world shrinking. Fu and Wang smiled, but it never reached their eyes. Their warmth was smoke. Their love was laced. Megan had escaped one cage, only to be locked inside another. This one colder, quieter, and far more cruel. As Wang moved in, the apartment grew darker, not from night, but from intent. He didn't see Megan as a child. He saw a problem. Fu, numbed by addiction and detachment, followed his lead. What started as cold neglect became daily torment. Megan was made to kneel for hours. She was slapped, screamed at, starved. Wang laughed while placing a soiled diaper on her head. Fu, high and hollow, struck her with canes, as if trying to erase something in herself. The home decayed. Roaches crawled across dishes left to rot. The kitchen light flickered. At dinner, no one spoke. Megan flinched at every sound. She slept on hard floors, her small body bruised and hungry. "Can I eat?" she whispered once. Fu snapped, "No food till you shut up." One day, a kindergarten teacher noticed. She pulled Fu aside, pointing at Megan's bruises. She fell. Fu smiled. That night, Fu told Wang, "You're hitting her too hard." Wang didn't argue. Instead, he showed her how to hurt without marks, pressing into Megan's ribs as she cried in silence. Pain became her language. Silence, her only defense. No one came, and Megan stopped asking if they would. By December 2020, Megankhung was just skin and bones, a ghost of the child she once was. That day, the apartment felt colder. Wang was already drunk, slurring his words, stumbling. The air reeked of cigarettes, sweat, and rage. Fu sat in the corner, eyes hollow, drifting in a haze. Megan, too weak to stand, sat curled, like a forgotten doll. Then, without warning, Wang snapped. He stormed in, shouting nonsense. Fu didn't react. Megan looked up, just in time to see his fist. One punch. She fell sideways. Her tiny body hit the floor with a sound that should have stopped the world. Her fingers twitched, then went still. No screams. No help. Just a long, terrible silence. Fu didn't cry. Wang didn't run. They stood over her like statues. Later, Wang dragged a heavy metal barrel into an alley. He opened it, stuffed her in, poured in flammable liquid, then lit it. The flames swallowed what was left of Megan, smoke rising over rooftops as if trying to tell the sky what had happened. There was no goodbye, no prayer, no justice, not yet. That day, Singapore lost a child, and the world kept spinning, unaware. It didn't take long before Megan's absence raised questions. Simon, freshly released from prison, had been trying to reconnect with her daughter. When his calls went unanswered, he brought Megan's photo to the police. The same photo he'd stared at every night in his cell. Investigators arrived at Fu and Wang's apartment, warrant in hand, a trail of lies collapsing under its own weight. In a back alley, they found the barrel, burned. Inside, the unthinkables, traces of Megan's remains. Fu sobbed as they cuffed her. Wang stood still, face empty, like a man already hollow. The courtroom was silent. Charges were read. Fu looked drained, lifeless. Wang didn't flinch. Both were sentenced for Megan's murder, but no punishment could ever match the pain Megan lived through. Outside, Simon stood with her stuffed toy in hand. A father, shattered, still clinging to the fragments of her memory. Later, candles flickered beside Megan's photo, surrounded by toys. And silence. A small memorial. In a world too busy to notice, we failed her. All of us. Megan's story is more than a tragedy. It's a warning, and it demands we do better. For every child still waiting to be seen,